Greetings and salutations, Second Star right back with more Raid Shadow Legends, and I am on my free-to-play account. This one's been a little bit neglected, but because I had the Brutal Rush thing that I was doing, and I had some cool things going on in my regular account. So this one, a little bit neglected, but it's still double summons chance for epic shards, and that's awesome. I only have 32 on this account, but I definitely want to take advantage of the opportunity for this event. It's my favorite. I love the ability to draw legendaries off ancients. Is so satisfying when and if it happens. Doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's a cool and awesome event. So let's see if that happens. I had no luck yesterday in the legendary department. Even though I only have 32, I kind of feel a little bit better today, so I'm just going to go for it. All right, I'm going to start off with 10, and then I'll go singles after that, I think. No? Yeah, I'm good. Trying to find the way that feels right to me, and I think that feels right. All right, so 10 summons, here we go. We're going to go right in, and we're going to do a 10 right off the bat. Okay. All right, we got a secret, but that's actually a dupe on my free-to-play account. Shatterbones, I do not have on this account. Shatterbones, I love. Shatterbones is a really cool champion. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Shatterbones. He's a little overlooked. First of all, because he's hideous. And look, I'm just going to come right and say it, and I have like a prejudice against hideous-looking champions. Like, I play the game because it looks good, and I kind of tend to want to use good-looking champions. Good thing I'm not like a hiring manager at like a business, or I'd be in jail. But it's Raid, it's my account. I tend to I have my preferences. What can I say? But his skills are amazing. Check this out. So his A1 attacks one enemy, places a 25% increased attack buff on all allies for one turn if the attack is critical. So that's kind of cool. You get a 25% attack bonus on all your allies if you just crit. So you build him for crit, and it helps the entire team. It's a really awesome skill for an A1. Alright, his Hail is his A2. He attacks all enemies 3 times and has a 50% chance to decrease the turn meter by 30%. And actually you can increase that by 50, 60, 70, up to 75% chance, and you can get it down to 4 turn cooldown. That's pretty sweet. That is a really nice A2 as well. And his Warcry, now the only thing I don't like about this is the long cooldown, but his A3 places a 15% decreased speed debuff on all enemies for 2 turns and fills the turn meter of all allies by 25%. Again, it's an awesome A3. It's on a 7 turn cooldown natively, so you have to spend 2 books to get it down to 5 turns. But still, again, he's one of those older champions, so he doesn't require a whole bunch of books. It's still maybe a little bit high, but not bad at all. And then he has accuracy in Arena by 70. He actually is pretty sweet in Arena. Not very many people use him, but he actually is pretty useful. Shatterbones is a good addition to my roster. I'm pretty happy about that. All right, but I'm not going to do another 10 pull. I'm going to do one at a time to, drag out the mystery for a little bit longer. Okay, let's go. Next up, we have an epic right off the bat, and it is Skull Crusher. That's funny. So many people want counterattack champions. I have so many Skull Crushers, I literally do not know what to do. I think this is my 3rd on my free-to-play account, and I think I have 3. I pulled one yesterday on my regular account, so sorry. Skull Crusher is like one of the must-have champions in the game. I can make a team of Skull Crushers. Maybe I will for fun on something. That'd be interesting. Okay, so multiple Skull Crushers are now in my possession. All right, let's move on. All right, let's see here. Epic again, nice. And it is Drake. Yeah, I was not going to do the fusion, even on my free-to-play account here, because just the thought of gathering all those Skull Sworns just makes me like a little bit nauseous. Like I didn't want to do it, and I didn't want to level them all. I didn't want to send them all. I did not want to do it. So if I pull 3 more Drakes, then that'll put me in a pretty good position to do the fusion. But otherwise than that, I'm just probably not going to pursue it. Okay. All right, so that was cool. That's a lot of epics that we've gathered so far with a minimal amount of shards. So now we should go back down the plateau, right? Chaplain. Chaplain actually has a pretty cool AoE heal skill, right? Attacks one enemy under A1. Benediction. Removes all debuffs from a target ally, then heals the target. The healing is proportional to the champion's attack. I had a commenter ask me questions about this. I had actually never used this champion before. Attacks all enemies. Her A3 has to be a 3-star ascension. Attacks all enemies. Heals all allies with 25% of the damage inflicted. Okay, that's cool. That's a pretty cool skill. That's not a bad Not a bad healer. I'm not really familiar with this champion. I don't know that I ever had her before. Okay, cool. Well, good to know. Good to know. I'm glad my commenter brought her to my attention. Alright, next up, we have Death Chanter. Alright, very good. Death Chanter is not particularly interesting, so we're just going to move on. Okay, oh, Helene. Oh, one of the nice starters. I actually, I think I've only ever gotten one of her before, so that's interesting. Completely unnecessary for my purposes, but Elhain is a really good champion. A neat starter, but one that I just never chose on any of my accounts. Hospitaller. She has some synergy with another champion, with Harrier, but if you're looking out for the Hospitaller and Harrier duo, you might be waiting a long time because I've actually never seen one in use. I've never heard of anyone actually doing that. Alright, next. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, something good. Alright, Guardian. He's actually not a bad rare. He really isn't. But I don't feel like looking at him right now. Alright, moving on. Okay. Sentinel. I love this champion. I love Sentinel. Sentinel is so cool. I have 14 left. One day I am going to do a guide on him because he's so great. I keep saying I got a 6-star this guy, and I never do, but I always want to. If you've never really considered this champion before, think about it. Hook has a 60% chance of placing a Provoke if the attack is critical based on attack and defense. Provoke on an A1, even though it's one target, it's cool because it's kind of like a silence. So if you have someone who has a skill you want to particularly avoid, that's one way to do it. And then his Glaive Swing attacks all enemies with a 50% chance of placing a 25% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns, and a 50% chance of placing a heal reduction buff for 2 turns. And if you ascend that, you can get that up to 100% heal. It's a good champion, and then he heals by 10% at the start of his turn, and the heal can crit. Sentinel is really cool. One of those awesome rares. Okay, next up we have another epic, and it is Tour. I actually don't have him on any of my accounts. Not a single account. I have no idea what he even does. So let's look, shall we? Roaring Leap attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of placing a Provoke for 1 turn. Now, weren't we just talking about that? That's cool. I like having a Provoke on A1. Attacks 2 times at random. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a Provoke for 1 turn. Okay, so another Provoke. His A1 and his A2 both Provoke. Okay, and that's called Raging Bull, which is great movie. Okay, and then he has a passive, Adrenaline Rush, places a counterattack on the champion for 2 turns when hit with a critical hit. Okay. And then he heals by 15% of their max hit points and places a counterattack buff on this champion when hit with a crit. Okay, so we just send it and put a heal on there too. Oh, that's kind of cool. And, his Vigilant Partner, Zefkalia, is on the team with him. He's immune to stuns, freezes, and sleeps. Oh, that's cool. So no immobilization stuff for this guy. Although, they don't have Fear in there. And they reworked his Fear so that it kind of counts as one of these. So I wonder if that's a silent addition that they don't know that they didn't change the wording to. Someone will find out for me, I'm sure. Okay, next. All right, Marquez, another really cool looking champion. The Demon Spawn ladies are pretty cool looking. I'm a big fan. Don't know what she does though. Attacks the enemy, 25% placing a decreased attack. Okay, that's fine. Crush the Weak. That's a great name for a skill. Attacks all enemies. Has a 35% chance of placing a Weaken for 2 turns. And if you ascend it, deals extra damage to enemies with Weaken. Oh, that's nice. And Freeze Solid. That must be a freeze. Yes, it is. 75% chance of placing a freeze for 1 turn. It's based on defense. And for some reason, they want you to put 7 books in that. Alright, that's kind of crazy. Alright, well, I'm not a fan of that. Okay, next up we have oh my gosh. I swear I have the greatest free-to-play account on planet Earth. It has to be. It has to be. It has to be. Now I got Vizier of Velis. Holy cow. Oh, it's on. It's on. Oh my gosh. My Clan Boss team, my Arena team. Okay, if you're not unfamiliar with Vizier, he is a fantastic legendary. Oh my god. Okay. Accursed Blades. He attacks one enemy 3 times. which means he's useful just about anywhere. Each hit has a 35% chance of increasing the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn. Oh, such a good A1. His A2, Master of Misery, attacks the enemy twice. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a block buffs debuff, a 50% decrease attack, and 100% heal reduction buff for 2 turns. That's this guy. Vizier of Poisons. Attacks one enemy, applies a debuff spread effect, taking 2 random debuffs from the target and placing them on all enemies. Okay, and then if you ascend it, he also has a perfect veil lashed onto that. So Vizier is great. Oh, I haven't even got to his passive yet. Unseen Assassin. Places a perfect veil on this chamber for 2 turns at the start of each round. So he always starts out untargetable except via AoE. Wow, Vizier of Elis. It's one of those chambers I never thought I'd have. I just never felt like I would possess a Vizier. So that's super awesome. Oh my god. So I've gotten legendaries on my past 3 events. That's fantastic. Okay, so marked is also really good. If you're playing if you're just starting out and you get a marked, keep an eye on marked because marked has some really cool abilities. Attacks the enemy, 30% chance of placing a decreased defense for 1 turn. Decreased defense is always useful. Probably one of the most powerful debuffs, I think, in the game. Attacks all enemies, places a 25% decreased accuracy buff for 2 turns. Not as impressive, but then she places a block debuffs on allies for 1 turn, and a 30% increased defense buff on allies for 2 turns. So she does a lot with her A3. Okay, and you can get that up to the big version if you ascend it. So really, really useful champion, that marked. Not a lot of people use her, but she's very useful. Alright, moving on. We're down to our last 10. Okay, and we have the Twin Claw Disciple. He's cool looking, and I was actually really excited when he was first introduced, but I found out that he's actually not as good as he sounds. 100% heal reduction on his A1, which is cool, really great for Spirit Keep. Then his Tendon Carve. Attacks one enemy, 50% chance of placing a weaken for 2 turns, and then his Ascension that unlocks at level 3 is Tear to Shreds. Attacks the enemy with 50% chance of placing a block cooldown skills for 2 turns. So he's definitely good in Spirit Keep, but that's kind of it. You know, he's not really super useful anywhere else. Although I do like him. All right, down to 8. Alright, and we have Coquelin Cadaver, who I love. Coquelin Cadaver is a really cool champion. I did a guide. Maybe I'll stick a card in there so you can link to it if you want to see Coquelin Cadaver. Because there are ways to make this champion awesome. He's all kind of built around shields and doing damage with shields, which, you know, he's a hit point based champion. I always thought they kind of hit kind of weak, but actually make him hit very hard. So he's really cool rare. Alright, and Apothecary. Again, the best branding. This is like, I'm doing really good. This is like the diametric opposite of the polls that I had yesterday on my main account. Wow. Awesome. Of course, I already have an Apothecary, but he's fantastic. And Judge. I love Judge, too. This is so cool. I'm getting like some of my favorite champions in this poll. Again, I have multiples of this guy, but Judge is really cool. Stu has Stu 6-starred him in Stu Gaming. If you want to see him in action, has a pretty cool 6-star video of him. He doesn't show him on Clan Boss with a lot of debuffs though, and that's where I think that he's super useful. He has this ability. Each hit has a 30% chance of placing a decreased accuracy buff, or decreased speed buff, or decreased attack. That's really cool. But where's the one? Excellent. Where's the one? There we go. Damage increases by 10% for each debuff on the target, stacking up to a maximum of 100%. So I think you'd think that his A1 could do a lot of damage on Clan Boss. And I haven't really seen anyone do that yet, so keep my eye out. Alright, and Muckstalker. Moving on. Okay, and Eris, again, an awesome rare. I love her constant counterattacks. Very cool. And what have we? Another Elaine. Okay, we got 2 archers in a row. Very good. Moving on, we got 3 left. All right, come on, guys, let's bring it home. I've already got a Vizier of Elis. I'm like a super happy camper. And Hospitaller, yep, another duplicate of her. Down to 1, or down to 2. Okay, and oh, there we go. There's a skull sword. Stick that in the collection. All right, guys. Last shard. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. We haven't got an epic in a while. Maybe we'll get another one. I don't know. No, we won't. That's okay. It's rare, and it is Flesh Eater. And who cares? All right. Thank you. That was awesome. Oh my gosh, I got a slew of good epics. Fantastic legendary and Vizier. Holy cow! I'm so stoked for that. But that's it. Out of shards, and I guess we can go on with our lives. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me in this adventure. Hey, babe, hang on. What's going on, sweetheart? How can I help you?
How did you do?
I got Vizier of Elis, a legendary. It was fantastic. So I did pretty good. I'm pretty happy.
Okay, so you're doing good.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
I have something even better.
Oh my god, is that bacon?
Yep.
Why is there only one piece of bacon?
Snooze, you lose.
Oh my god. Get back here, you.
No.
Okay, guys, gotta go. Bacon is on the line. I can't dilly-dally. So please comment if you have any thing you want to suggest. Subscribe if you feel so inclined. And like if you liked what you saw. And otherwise, I have some bacon to attend to. All right, take care. Thanks. Bye.